Welcome to today's powerful story. It's a story of calm in the midst of chaos, peace in the face of fear, and unwavering faith in the most desperate of circumstances. This is the story of how Jesus calmed the storm, and how this miracle speaks to our lives today. The story takes place on a boat in the midst of a raging storm. Jesus and his disciples were crossing the Sea of Galilee after a long day of teaching and healing. As they sailed, a fierce storm suddenly arose. The wind howled, and the waves crashed over the boat, so much that it was beginning to fill with water. The disciples, seasoned fishermen who had seen their fair share of storms, were terrified. This wasn't just any storm, it was a life-threatening one. The disciples feared for their lives as the boat was tossed about by the furious waves. Meanwhile, Jesus was sleeping in the stern, completely unaware, or so it seemed, of the chaos surrounding them. His disciples, frantic with fear, woke him up, shouting, "Teacher, don't you care if we drown?" Imagine the scene. The disciples, filled with panic, struggling against the storm, while Jesus, in complete peace, was asleep. Their fear and doubt had taken over. They couldn't understand how he could be at peace while they were on the verge of death. They were consumed by the storm's power, and they had forgotten the power that was in the boat with them. Jesus awoke, and without hesitation, he rebuked the wind and said to the waves, "Quiet. Be still." And immediately, the storm subsided. The wind died down, and there was complete calm. Jesus then turned to his disciples and asked, "Why are you so afraid? Do you still have no faith?" The disciples were in awe, asking one another, "Who is this? Even the wind and the waves obey him." This moment on the boat wasn't just about the storm. It was about the faith of the disciples and their understanding of who Jesus really was. Jesus didn't just calm the storm on the outside, he calmed the storm within their hearts. He wanted them to realize that in the midst of any storm, whether external or internal, he was with them, and they could trust him to bring peace. This story is one we can all relate to. In our lives, we often face storms, times of great uncertainty, fear, and overwhelming circumstances. It might be a personal struggle, a family crisis, financial difficulties, or emotional turmoil. These storms can make us feel helpless, afraid, and lost. Just like the disciples, we may cry out, "Don't you care, God? Don't you see what I'm going through?" But in this story, Jesus reminds us that he is with us in the storm. Even when the winds are fierce and the waves threaten to overwhelm us, he is present, and he has the power to calm our fears and bring peace. The question Jesus asked the disciples, "Why are you so afraid? Do you still have no faith?" is a question for us as well. It challenges us to examine our own faith in the midst of life's trials. Do we truly believe that Jesus has control over the storms we face? Do we trust that he is with us, even when it feels like he is asleep, unaware of our struggles? The disciples learned an important lesson that day. They learned that Jesus was not only a teacher and healer, but that he had authority over nature itself. The wind and the waves obeyed him, and that same power is available to us today. When we place our faith in him, we can experience his peace, even in the most turbulent of circumstances. This story also teaches us about the power of faith. Jesus didn't just calm the physical storm, he calmed the storm in the hearts of his disciples. Faith is not just about believing that God can change our external circumstances. It's about trusting that he can bring peace within us, no matter what we are going through. So, what storm are you facing today? What fears are overwhelming you? Remember that Jesus is with you, and He has the power to calm the storm. It may not always happen in the way we expect, but we can trust that He is always present and that He is working for our good. When the storms of life seem to overwhelm you, remember the story. Take a moment to pause and acknowledge the presence of Jesus in your life. Cry out to Him in your fear, but also remember that He is the one who commands the wind and the waves. He is the one who can bring peace to your heart. Thank you for joining me today. May you find peace in the storms of your life, knowing that Jesus is with you, always ready to calm your fears and bring you the peace that only He can give. Let us trust in Him, no matter how fierce the storm may be.